getting ready for a couple of quizzes here. I'm kind of done docking. So, as I said, basically with these non-metals, you lop off the end, this is the end, and you change it to IDE. Okay, so I'm going to do a few and then I'm going to turn you loose. So, oxygen, instead of oxygen, it's oxide. Nitrogen, instead of nitrogen, it's nitride. Sulfur, instead of sulfur, it's sulfide. Kind of getting the idea. I'll do all of these and you can do those four. How's that? Chlorine, we already saw that. Chlorine, instead of chlorine, it's chloride, IDE. Hydrogen, instead of hydrogen, it's hydride. All right. So I'm going to turn you loose with these four. We'll call this one A, Br minus 1. We'll call P3 minus B, and F minus C, and I minus D. So go ahead and tell me what the names of these are. All right, so we've been building up to this, and you're going to need to do a little bit of this on your, be able to do this, because you're going to have, along with some of the other things we've been talking about, questions about, you're going to have to be able to do some of this on your test. So, notice what I have here. We are, let's see, right there. Okay, so from the names, we are going to need to write the ions, and I'm going to tell you we need to use the P table, the periodic table, to know what the ions are going to be. Then we need to write the neutral chemical formula. I will say crisscross for this. Crisscross applesauce. Oh my goodness. And then last but not least, we need to name them. And for the name, we do the name of the cation, just the name of the metal, and then we do the name of the anion. But like we did in the previous exercise, make sure that it ends in IDE. So that's kind of the game plan. So, let's see. Potassium, we find potassium is the symbol, so you're going to have to know this. The symbol is K and it's in 1A. And chlorine, of course, the symbol is Cl and it's in 7A. So, your first task is to come up with the ions. So, hopefully, we're all on the same page. The potassium, since it's 1A, will be a +1. The chlorine, since it's 7A, will be a -1. This is kind of one of the things we talked about in a previous part. And then we're ready for the chemical formula. We're going to crisscross. So the number of potassiums I need is 1, and the number of chlorines I need is also 1. So KCl, that's the formula. And then we need to name it, and sometimes I have a hard time remembering how to spell potassium. So there's our metal, there's our cation. Potassium, it's not chlorine, it's chloride. There, very good. Let's do the next one. Aluminum, you are actually going to find, the symbol for aluminum is Al. It's actually a 3A metal. So let's go ahead and finish that thought. So aluminum will form a what? +3 charge. Sulfur, you are going to find under oxygen. So sulfur, the symbol for sulfur is S, and it's a 6A, so it picks up 2 electrons. And actually, I'll put it over here, sulfur forms a -2. Okay? So that's the ions. And now we are going to crisscross. And when we crisscross, the number of aluminums we need is going to be the magnitude of the charge on the sulfur. Okay, so I can write it over here. The number of aluminums we need is 2. The number of sulfurs we need is the magnitude of the charge on the aluminum. You don't have to crisscross like this, but it usually works pretty good. So that's 3. All right, the last thing we need to do is name that puppy. So it's going to be aluminum. So we don't have to do anything with the name of the metal. And instead of sulfur, it's sulfide. That's it. Yay! I can't decide. I'm going to have you guys, I don't want to have to do too many, but they're good exercises. Let's do it this way. Let's have you do the last 3. I know it's going to seem like a lot. We'll call this A, call this B, and call this C. And let's see. I'm going to try to have you give all 3 pieces of information, so this is might be kind of hard for you to relay. But I want for each of them, I would like the ions, individual ions. That was this column right here. I would like the formula. That was this column here. And I would also like the name. All right, there you go.